He's one of the most revered drivers on the Formula One circuit. But for Scottish-born McLaren Mercedes driver David Coulthard, the admiration comes despite never winning an F1 World Championship. Hard-trying and skillful David is still chasing his first world title, almost a decade after arriving on the Formula One roller coaster. His career began in 1994 when, as a test driver for Williams, team officials promoted him to the race seat, following the sudden and shocking death of legendary Ayrton Senna. Immensely big shoes to fill, the young Scot coped well under the strain to finish the year with 14 points and a solitary podium finish. Williams kept an unchanged lineup in 1995, and the Scot excelled, running teammate Damon Hill hard to finish the season third in the standings with 49 points. The season also heralded 8 podium finishes and David's first ever win for Williams at the Portugal Grand Prix. When Williams opted to sign kart sensation Jacques Villeneuve for 1996, David was picked up by McLaren to drive the Mercedes-powered cars alongside its number 1 driver, Flying Finn Mika Häkkinen. Helping the McLaren team on its journey back to the top of the grid was no easy task for David and Mika. The Mercedes car underperforming and struggling to match it with the competition of Williams. But David scraped in to score 2 podium places for the season, finishing 7th in the championship with 18 points. Momentum really began to gather a year on in 1997, David scoring 2 wins and 4 podium places, which earned him a 3rd place in the championship behind Williams' Jacques Villeneuve and Ferrari ace Michael Schumacher. Despite being his team's number 2 driver, David fastly became the face of McLaren. Mr. Nice Guy of F1 was soon earning himself multi-million-dollar endorsements, including a deal with watchmaker Tag Heuer, which saw his face stamped on billboards in many of the world's biggest cities. David readied himself to make a full-scale assault on the title in 1998, but it was his teammate Mika Häkkinen who went on to take title glory in the top-line silver cars. In 1999, Häkkinen went back-to-back, but David finished 4th after being squeezed down by Ferrari's Eddie Irvine and Jordan's Heinz-Harald Frentzen. And with Ferrari re-emerging as title challenger in 2000, it meant Coulthard's hopes of winning the championship would be even harder. But it did little to sway public opinion of the Scot. His endorsements continued and the celebrity status sunk in. In 2000, David shouldered McLaren's main challenge during Mika Häkkinen's form slump early in the season. But in the end, Schumacher ran away with the title. A mixture of bad luck through poor reliability and Schumacher's continued Ferrari dominance meant David again fell short of title success in 2001, surely the most frustrating season of his career. But when Häkkinen decided to take a 1-year sabbatical from the sport, he became McLaren's number 1 driver and began receiving greater public adulation, the kind that used to be lavished on his predecessors, Nigel Mansell and Damon Hill. Off the track, his increasing profile saw the newspaper latch on to his split from fiancée Heidi Wuklinski before the start of the next season. David was driving his 6th straight season for McLaren in 2002, and with a different teammate for the first time since 1996, Kimi Räikkönen. McLaren was confident it could match pace-setters Ferrari and Williams. David unveiled their all-new MP417 car at a suitably glitzy 2002 launch at the racing team headquarters in Surrey. But all the hype turned out to be just that, with McLaren finishing 3rd and David 5th overall. His most satisfying moment of 2002, finishing atop the podium after qualifying fastest at Monaco, ironically today, David's hometown race.